Welcome everyone to the Q&A session for our upcoming course, Unleash Your Soul Purpose Through Your 12 Chakra Gateways. The 7-week journey to activate your energy body, your higher mission, and your hidden genius. I'm Lisa Bonise, and I'm really looking forward to hosting this Q&A call for the Shift Network, where we'll explore the teachings of Rhys Thomas and address questions about his upcoming 7-week live video course, Unleash Your Soul Purpose Through Your 12 Chakra Gateways, which begins Wednesday, February 21st. Later, I'll explain how you can participate in this course, even if you can't attend the live sessions. But first, I want to introduce our guest. Rhys Thomas is a visionary author, speaker, and trainer in the field of energy medicine. He founded the Rhys Thomas Institute of Energy Medicine to help people awaken to their deepest sense of purpose and become a transformational healing force in the world. He's the author of the bestseller, Discover Your Purpose: How to Use the 5 Life Purpose Profiles to Unlock Your Hidden Potential and Live the Life You Were Meant to Live. In just a few moments, we're going to open up for your questions. But first, I want to welcome Rhys, who will begin our call by telling us a little bit about his program and then leading us in a crystal bowl meditation. Hi there, Rhys. It's great to talk to you today.
Hey, Lisa. It's great to be here. So I'm totally thrilled that everybody's here. I can't wait to do this. I've created unlocking your 12 chakra gateways, and your purpose in your 12 chakra gateways is a brand new way of seeing the chakras, of understanding the chakras, and experiencing yourself. And those that have done a little chakra work before know that chakras are these really energy, that when you open up a chakra, when you have a healing or you have an epiphany or you have something, or you do some yoga, and it's all something like, oh, I just love being that. But then the question is, why doesn't that stay? Why don't my chakras stay open all the time? Why are they constantly closing down? And sometimes you can point to the issue. It's like, that's the person. But truly, there's something much deeper involved in there. And what we're going to be doing in this course is we're going to be sharing with you this deeper sort of power, this deeper purpose that your chakras serve, that allow them to be even more vibrant and more congruent and connected. So, and one of the things that we do in the course is, I'm going to be playing, if I can find it here, I'm going to be playing crystal bowls. We'll be talking about chakras. We'll be doing a whole bunch of sort of awareness of how things work and what your chakras serve and how they specifically serve your purpose. And each one of you will be discovering your purpose through your chakras. So you'll be learning about your chakras and your purpose at the same time. And one of the things that I love to do is I love to use crystal bowls. And when I play a crystal bowl, what happens is that these bowls are made of crystal, and it's like a sort of like a glassy type of sand that they melt at 2,000 degrees or something. And this bowl makes a sound, and I'm just going to play it really quickly here. It makes a beautiful sound, and that vibration actually awakens your energy, your 12 chakras. Your chakras are vibrational fields, and they happen to work through your physical body. Your physical body is like the tuning fork that your chakras work through. And what happens is that those vibrations run through your body, and your body is primarily made of crystal. And it's made of a liquid crystal, which is water, and the bones are crystalline structure, and almost everything in your body is crystalline. And so I use the crystal bowls because when I play a crystal bowl, it's like the sound that's actually emanating from your body that you can't hear, and it enhances that. So when I play this bowl, you're going to experience one of what I call the 12 chakra gateways. So there's 7 chakras and 5 spiritual centers, and each of those are part of a complete octave of music that's our symphony of who we are in our energy field. And so I'm going to play this bowl, and I'm going to take you on a little guided meditation as we do this. And we're going to start the Q&A off like that, and then you can have questions about your experience with the bowls. You can have any questions you have about the program. and I'll be happy to answer any of those. So let's start. So just if you can, close your eyes and take a deep breath and just relax. And first of all, feel, before I take you on any guided meditation, just feel how this sound, what it calls up in you. Now take a deep breath and let any tension in your body just sort of melt down from your head, just like there's a softness that sort of lets go of any tension on the top of your head and your face and your neck and your shoulders. Just let your shoulders drop a little bit down. Relax your arms, your chest, wherever you're sitting. Let the chair hold you and push you up. Relax your body down into it, all the way down through your pelvis and legs and into the ground. And just take a deep breath and just notice how wonderful it is to have a body. And kind of be aware of where you are in the room. And then we're going to move from that body, which is your presence, and just feel how present you are and what's going on around you. And that's your first chakra. And we're going to move into the second chakra. How does it feel to be in that room, to be where you are, to be who you are? How does it feel to have that body? Notice that the next level up is to take that body, which is unique and no one else has one like yours, and those feelings that you're having that are unique and no one else has one like yours, and bring that up and realize that, oh, you are a one of a kind. And my name's Rhys, and so in my third chakra, I'm a Rhys for sure. And so there's that energy that then comes out. It's like, oh, I've got this body, I've got these feelings, and I start just expressing outward. That's me. And as I reach outward, the first thing I hit are other people, other objects, other things. So I'm in relationship with things in the world. We come into the heart chakra and feel what you're in relationship right now in your room. It could just be the walls, it could be the lights, and then expand out further to the people in your house or in your work. Notice that you're in relationship with those people through your heart chakra. And then feel what you want to say from your heart to those people. How are you communicating? How are you talking internally to yourself about those relationships and the world that you're in? And now you're expanding even further out, and you can send an email to people. You can do a Facebook Live like this out in the world, and you can share those words out in a bigger way. And so then we move up into the sixth chakra, up into the mind, and we can see the big field of how you're impacting the world. How is what you're doing being received? How are your words being received by people? And are you in the right place to share those your incredible inner gifts that come out through your voice? And then finally we move all the way up to the seventh chakra, where you realize that you have infinite possibility right now in how you can express yourself. And so those are your 7 chakras. And now as you listen to this bowl, and this bowl is actually one of the life purpose bowls, I want you to imagine that all of those chakras, all of those levels of your consciousness serve one purpose. The thing that everybody wants to know in their life. What's my purpose? I want to know what I'm supposed to do, who I'm supposed to be with, what kind of work am I supposed to do, how healthy can I be? And now let that bowl call you to that awareness. All right. Whew. So did you get that one, Lisa?
That was awesome. That was really, really cool. I definitely felt
Nice.
that when you first hit it, I felt like right in my solar plexus area. I just felt this sort of tingling. And I was like, "Well, that's interesting." And then as you began talking, I felt it go down into my root chakra and felt it kind of tingling there, and then working its way up. And by the time you were done, I was having a real hard time not giggling. So it was very cool, very expansive, very awesome.
Nice. And so,
Yeah.
and so for everybody who had an experience there, and you can all type in if you have a question on your experience, or we can type in anything you like. But for Lisa, so those experiences that you had, I call those are callings, because you weren't expecting to have anything that you aren't expecting to have. Like when you think, your thinking is linked to emotions, which then makes you feel something, and then those emotions tell you, "Oh, I'm feeling that way, so it must be true what I'm thinking." But the truth is that that's all backward. You're not actually feeling anything. You're just reconstituting yesterday's emotions. But when the bowl played, and you're like, "Wow, I felt this tingling in my third chakra, like it's kind of fun to be me." That's actually something that is probably calling you and saying, this may be something to do more of. This is something you love to do as a kid. And it's so much of what we do in the courses. We remind you that when you were a kid, you loved your chakras. You were like, this is great. This is like, it was like, and it was like secret. It was like, I'm having this cool feeling right now. And so you just had some cool feelings, and that was awesome. And so there's that sort of like that tingling. It's like, wow, this is fun. This is like alive. This who I am is alive. But then you also got, as we were going through, you got a real grounded, sort of like down your legs. It's like, so you're a very grounded person. You're like, because you're going to keep me on time here. I just know it. And so there's like a part of you, there's a part of you that is very grounded, and that's like part of your purpose is to do that. And then the last piece of it was what? So after that, and then the grounding,
Yeah,
and then
as
giggling, and the
yeah,
giggling,
when it got up to
right?
here, I started like giggling like a mad person.
Right, and I'm always amazed. I run an energy medicine school, and we have, we'll have 150 people in a room doing healing or meditation, and people will say at the end of this meditation, like, "Oh God, I really wanted to laugh, but I didn't want to annoy other people." But it's like, wait a minute, that what if you were supposed to be the one that lightened the entire group? What if that was your job, is to be that funny and see where everybody else is being serious? That's funny. That can be, so it's like, and giggling in life. So it's so you got really called, and I think you really got called to your inner child there. That was the sort of like, I love being me, and I love to play and laugh. But while I'm doing that, I can be very grounded in the process. So that's a really, that really goes along with, with one of your profiles, which is when we'll talk about those. One of the things we'll be teaching in the course are these life purpose profiles, and there's a part of you that has the achiever, that is very grounded, and then there's a part of you also that's kind of like the leader, that's kind of fun and a little silly, and can has a good sense of humor, and loves to laugh.
Oh, awesome. That's amazing. You could do that from just that little bit of sound. Wonderful.
Well,
Wow.
and the great thing is that you did that. That was your calling. I just know how to read the body, and I will teach everybody when we're doing the work in this workshop. You'll be learning how to read how your chakra works, and then how it relates to, like I just did. It relates to this deeper purpose within you, rather than, you would have had those experiences, and without understanding that there's a deeper reason that you have those, and in the chakra that it was in, and where you've experienced it. If you don't have the deeper reason for it, it's just one other cool thing. It's like, then you're off to the next meditation. It's like, well, I guess wait till the next time he plays the bowls, then I'll have another cool experience, rather than, hey, maybe that experience was actually telling me how to totally change my day, change my health, change my life right now.
Awesome. Wow. That was great fun. Let's get started. We got some questions pouring in. We have the rest of our time together to take your questions for Rhys as we prepare for the upcoming course. Once again, it's called Unleash Your Soul Purpose Through Your 12 Chakra Gateways, and it begins Wednesday, February 21st. And if you want to check out the website, learn more about the 7-week course, you can visit chakrasoulpurpose.com to see the full description. So let's go ahead and get started with questions. If you have a question for Rhys, you can type your question into the chat box, and I will be happy to read them aloud. So let's go with the first question is from Manu, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people have the same question. The question is, so this works for everyone because everyone has blocked chakras?
Well, here's the deal. If there's a part of your life that you just love, right? It's like, I'm just loving my life. There's nothing I would change. You're like a kid in a candy store. It's like everything. You wake up and you're like, I love my body. I love this. Then, no, of course, let's not mess with perfection. But if you've got, maybe you're not sure that you're in the right job, or you're having some relationship issues, because sometimes people have relationship issues, and sometimes people have issues around their health, or they are having weight issues, or they're having whatever, or they're having some emotional issues. There's loss, or there's grief, or there's things like that. These are all things that when a chakra, when we don't know really who we are, often our chakras are reacting to the world. So if I am, let's say I'm a leader, and I walk into a room, and a leader has a lot of energy, and all of a sudden people are like pulling away from you, or afraid of you, or things like that. You're gonna say, well, and you think you're just like a sweet little bunny, right? And you don't know you've got this real juice that you send out. You won't understand why people treat you the way they treat you. And you'll say, well, I'm not that person. I'm not, or people come up to you and say, oh, well, you're here now. Why don't you take charge of this? And you're like, why would I be asked to take charge? So understanding that things like that, or and not knowing who we are, teaches us to run our energy through our body, not necessarily in the most healthy way. So if I'm a person who is a deep feeler and a really soft person, but I've sort of shut that down, I'm going to have issues around, maybe migraines. I'm going to have issues around not being able to express my emotions, because I think I'm a doer, I'm an achiever in the world, and so not knowing who you are creates all kinds of problems. And so even if you're really happy in your life, I think this course would really help from the perspective that it can reinforce maybe what you're already doing and take it even further. But like I said, there are some people out there that are just blissfully happy, and I I love those people, because I can teach them how to even be more blissfully happy. But generally, if you've got any chakra issues that you've had, or you've done chakra work, and you've noticed that your chakras don't stay open. You have this issue. You go in, you work with the healer, and you're just like, and you're just vibrating just like you were after the bowl was done. It was like, I just love that, and that was fantastic. And then 5 minutes later, you're back to sort of like spinning in your head, or or frustrated about something. Those are things that I can really help you with, and those are and the answer is yes. There's a lot we can do to support you in living your purpose, which is like I talked about before, like being a kid in a candy store, where it's just like, I just love my life again.
Okay, great. Thank you. That was a great answer. Let's go to a question here from Tina, who says, I have fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome. What chakra or chakras does that block?
Well, that's so first of all, that can be a very painful illness and condition, and we do a lot of work with fibromyalgia. We actually have at the Rhys Thomas Institute, we have a fibromyalgia healing. So if you work with one of our students on that, that might be a good idea. What fibromyalgia ultimately is there are a lot of people in the world that are incredibly sensitive, and they are incredibly emotional. The more sensitive you are, the more emotion you're here to express. And we live in a world that doesn't really want to hear it. A world that doesn't want you to be emotional, doesn't want you to be crying, doesn't want you to be angry, doesn't want you to have emoting energy. And so when you shut that down in some way or hide that energy, when energy can't flow, it gets stuck in the body, and you feel that stuck energy as pain. And so fibromyalgia is very second chakra based, and so I mean, fibromyalgia can appear in any part of the body, but often there's pain in the pelvis and the lower body. Because that's the area, that's the emotional area. But of course, wanting to emote and express ourselves in the third chakra as a soft person might affect either the heart in relationships, in that area of your body, or your middle back. Not being able to speak your emotions may cause the pain to be focused in the neck. So a lot of healing fibromyalgia is first of all bringing the body into alignment, and the meridian system, the endocrine system into alignment around your purpose, around what it's here to do. But really knowing who you are and embracing that, and doing like an emotion workout every day. It's like, oh, I'm gonna have all of my emotions. I'm gonna really feel. I'm gonna really move these things, and not emotion, because when you're in pain, sometimes you're really frustrated at people and the world and things like that. But the truth is that beautiful, if you're an emotional person, you have this beautiful ability to love and care, and those are really the power emotions. And so releasing the pain isn't a matter of sort of doing the right thing energetically, and I'm going to heal this, I'm going to heal that. A lot of it is living your life in the way you were born to live, and that is the basic element of healing, which is remembering what your soul brought you here to do, not sort of struggling with how you've avoided, or how you've when we hold back on our energy, it creates illness, and then we battle with the illness, and the illness, of course, is just a reflection of us not living our purpose. And so for fibromyalgia, a lot of TLC around sharing this amazing, loving, deep, emotional quality within you. And there are two profiles that tend to get it. The leaders tend to get it, and the deep emotional intelligence specialist people tend to get it, because they're so passionate and emotional. And if they can't share that, they often get that illness.
Oh, that's fascinating stuff. Thank you. We've got a question here from Lily, who wants to know, what's the difference between the 7 chakras and the 5 others that you have?
Okay, so the 7 chakras are your life. So your 7 chakras are your body and everything solid in your life, your emotions, the way you feel the world. Your third chakra is who you are. It's like these are dimensions of consciousness. So these are your earthly dimensions, your relationships in the 4th chakra, how you connect and communicate in the 5th chakra, how you plant the seeds of who you are in other people's minds in the 5th chakra. That's a part of the world. These are all worldly things. So the 7 chakras are the world. And I've got actually have a little chart here. One of these charts we're going to be using here. Hang on. Well, here we go. So we have our chakras here. I'll make a bigger picture of the chakras here. We have our chakra system. This is the entire energy system. So we have 7 chakras that create the aura itself. So each layer, the red, the orange, the yellow, the green, the blue, and the purple, or the violet, and then surrounded by the golden ring of light. And And this is our entire world. Everything we experience happens inside of our energy field. Nothing actually happens to us outside of our energy field. We experience all of life through these energy centers, and these are these levels of consciousness that interact with the universe. And of course, the chakras are earth-based, and they need to be interactive with people, with life, with food, with all of those kinds of things. And then and those are the primary things that we have woken up to now in healing work. So almost all healing work is based somewhere in chakras. The chakras are behaving well, they aren't behaving well, they're whatever, and then all of the different types of healing modalities out there are based in healing those chakras. The problem is that the chakras actually, and this is the foundation of the course that I'm teaching, is the chakras serve something much deeper. They serve, and we all are aware that in most spiritual work, the chakras serve the soul, right? So we know that there's the soul quality, and usually it's the soul quality. Where are we here? I want to make sure that you can see all this. The soul quality is really what brings you to spiritual work, to energy work. You have this epiphany, you have this awareness, you do some yoga, you do a meditation, and you have this experience that can't be reconciled in the world. It can't be reconciled with what you normally feel and do. Maybe even when I played that bowl, you had one of those experiences where it's like, wow, that was amazing. That was something, there's something more in me. And we have that realization. And you feel that, of course, we feel that through some of our chakras. We might see it as a vision in the upper chakras, or we feel it in our heart as sort of like this, we're all one, or we feel it as I love my individual self, and so we have this, these chakras down here, which are you can see that they're much smaller than the energy of the soul. But these chakras are how we generally are going to feel these things. The problem is that people understand the soul, but the soul is almost too big. It's too big of a concept. It's the soul is one sort of character, one sort of expression that's expanded and connected to all things. And yet we're here in this body, in this place, and we have a purpose. And so I studied martial arts for 25 years. I did Taekwondo, and I thought I was going to be a tough guy, but really what I learned how to be was a healer, because the same purpose line, this what they call the hara line in the body, that has on it these points. And really, the martial arts only talked about one point on there, which was the dantian, which is just below the belly button. And that line actually looks like this. And what I found when I was doing both martial arts and healing work was that this line that I was training and widening was actually the intention line, the line that tells you what your purpose is in life. And so this is the earthly purpose. So this is our personal sort of evolution, and this is our humanity. This is when we went from being a soul, which is everywhere and infinite and connected to all things, and doesn't have a real point of existence. It exists everywhere simultaneously, and it brought us to Earth, where we had this connection to the Earth and connection to spirit through this line. And this is what the martial artists realized was a very important part of the martial artist, because the martial artists had to be able to have their chakras all knocked down, but not have their spirit knocked down. They had to be beyond that. And so the samurai warrior was lost fear of death. In the chakras, you're always afraid of, oh my God, I'm going to lose something. I'm going to feel this. But at this deeper level, which is sort of unbendable, non-negotiable, there are three more points. So we have the 7 chakras here, and then we have 3 points here. We have a physical life purpose, which means I can't get anywhere. I can't go anywhere. I'm right here, right? I'm okay. I wish I could. I'm gonna go somewhere else. I can't. This is it. The universe said, this is where you have to live your purpose from right now. And every one of us have that. And every one of you watching this, right where you are right now, this is your opportunity to live your purpose in this moment. What you are being given right now is somehow your universe has called you to watch me. to do this work, to be in the house you are in, where you are, the part of the world you're in right now. And some of you are all over the whole world, but you're in that point. That's where you have to live your life purpose from. So that's really important acknowledgement. And then the second point in there is you've got this body and all of these materials, and you've got the material, and you've got your emotions and your consciousness and your ability to think a certain way and feel a certain way, and your amount of strength you have or flexibility. And we have the Olympics going on right now, and some people that have really strong lower chakras are already out there. They're doing that. They're not watching me. They're ski jumping and flipping around. And then so at this upper level here, just above the heart, there's a part that's been called the Rhys Thomas, or the soul seat, and that point is where you get your contracts. Carolyn Mace talks about contracts, archetypal contracts. Well, we have a contract to be one of these 5 qualities in our life, and that body serves that. And so you get this perfect body, and we choose our parents to give us the perfect body, the perfect energy, everything we need to have. And then we have these contracts as how to use it, and we're going to use it based on the soul's sort of personality. And the soul's personality will tend to either be a leadership personality, an achiever, doer personality, a caretaking, loving, sort of sacrificing personality, a deeply emotional and sensitive personality, or a personality that comes through as a super creative, artistic, mystical, spiritual type of personality. And so those contracts are written. They're not something that you get to negotiate with. So you can't negotiate with your body. You can't negotiate with your contracts. And when you realize that your body and where you are and everything you have right now and your contracts are the exact same thing, then you get to have this other point on there, which is the what I call the aha point, or the epiphany point, where you realize, oh my God, I am my life purpose. And so there's 2 points in the soul area, which are your soul itself and your ability to perceive the soul in the world. You've got 3 life purpose points that then channel that huge soul energy and download it into the human form, and this gives you your chakras, their marching orders. And when you are aware of your soul quality, because you feel it, and then you feel this unbendable, non-negotiable purpose in your life, and then you realize that you've got these amazing 7 chakras that can express it and experience it, and realize that they are the law of attraction calling that to you. Now that is your life purpose, and that means that by the time you get down here to your body, which is the tiniest little part of you, your actual body, you get to thrive in life.
Wow, that's a lot of good stuff there. For those of you who are just joining us, we're here with Rhys Thomas, learning about his upcoming course, Unleash Your Soul Purpose Through Your 12 Chakra Gateways, which begins Wednesday, February 21st. And you can log on to chakrasoulpurpose.com for all the details and to register. So back to the questions. Lots of good stuff coming in here. We've got one here from Beatrice, who says, what about hot flashes? What chakras would that be?
That being a guy, I'm not having hot flashes, but having many. We have 120 students and 35 teachers at the Rhys Thomas Institute, and most of them are in their many of them, probably 80 or more, are women in their 40s and 50s and are dealing with that. And I believe that hot flashes energetically have to do with shifting the creative energy from in the feminine body, in the female body, from in those very emotional, very second chakra. It's shifting from creating through babies, through procreation, and then bringing new souls and bodies into the world, to sort of so moving from the mother, maiden, mother, crone. So there's the moving into that dimension of the wisdom, and the more heat you've got, the more you're here to do. And so using that energy outwardly is very important, for people that have hot flashes. Heat in general in the body is the desire to move, to express, to share. So at that point, women are really being called to service, called to do even more. And they're like, no, I just got rid of the kids. Can't I just have some peace? And the answer is no. We're all called. That bowl, whatever you experienced when that bowl played, you're being called by that. That's a calling to express that from the inside, but also out into the world.
Okay, great. Thank you. We've got a question here from Diane who says, are chakras blocked from trauma in past lives?
They can be. They certainly can be. We're actually this weekend we teach the second year students the past life healing, which works at the astral plane, and it's kind of fun. It's kind of a fun thing to recognize that we navigate these different dimensions. But most of the trauma, most of the issues in your chakras, if you have a past life issue in a chakra, you've had it since birth. And often there's a mark, or there's something that this has been a chronic, lifelong problem. But most of our traumas originate from most of our traumas originate from kind of knowing who we're supposed to be. We come into the world and we're like, here I am. I'm nothing. I'm this amazing thing that's connected to all things. I'm the bird. I'm the mountain. I'm the water. And children just are part of the world. And then we're taught, no. You're a boy. Your name's Rhys. You got to wear blue. This is how we behave in the family. And all of a sudden, we have to try to cope in a world and try to be something that we didn't come in as. We came in as this soul, this non-form, this amazing, this energy field. We came in as this. This is what we came in as. But we were told that we were supposed to be this. This is it. And this is what you have to be. And so that's the first trauma, is that we had to make a choice between being our non-form self and probably being taken to therapy, and conforming and getting along and speaking the language our parents. What if you decided you didn't want to speak their language? What if you decided you didn't want to have their religion? What if, and the truth is that those weren't necessarily what you're supposed to have. And you kind of knew that as a child, but we get brainwashed. Don Miguel Ruiz talks about it as the domestication. We get domesticated, and that's the biggest trauma. But then after that, the traumas that we take in our lives that close down our chakras, so that already closes down our chakras, because we're only going to show parts of who we are, and that's the primary way that we shut down our chakras, is to vow to not be who we're born to be, and not have the love we have, not show the person we're supposed to show, not have the emotions we're supposed to have, not like our body because we should be like someone else. All of these things, those shut down chakras. Those are the big ones. And then, of course, the interactions that we have with people that may be trying to wake us up to our power. So someone is abusive to us because we need to stand up and take our power, but we were told that we're supposed to be nice and meek and caretaking. And so that becomes even more of a trauma, because we're not only being abused, but we're also not knowing that we're supposed to be the one that stands up to this person, that stands up to the bully. And so there are an array of traumas that close chakras, but the biggest ones are always around not knowing who we are.
Okay, great. Thank you. We have time for a few more questions, but before we take those, I want to give a few details about the course. Again, it's called Unleash Your Soul Purpose Through Your 12 Chakra Gateways. And this is going to be a fascinating 7-week journey under Rhys's expert guidance, where you'll learn how to heal your core wounds, activate your unique talents, and return to who you were born to be by understanding your life purpose profile. And the 7-week course takes place on Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific, starting Wednesday, February 21st. And if you can't join us live, that's fine. You will not miss the teachings. You will receive audio and video replays. transcripts, and all course handouts on your course homepage. Also, I'd like to remind you that we offer a no-risk money-back guarantee on our courses, giving you a full 2 weeks until March 7th in this case to make sure that you absolutely love it. And as an added option, all participants are welcome to connect in a private Facebook community group so you can stay connected with one another. Also, everyone who registers receives the Unleash Your Soul Purpose Through Your 12 Chakra Gateways bonus collection. First, you'll receive an ebook from Rhys entitled The 12 Gateways to Your Life Purpose. Then, you'll get an audio meditation from Rhys called Creator Meditation. Next, you'll receive an audio recording from Rhys entitled Emotional Balance Healing. And when you register by midnight Pacific on Tuesday, February 13th, you'll receive an additional bonus gift, and that is an audio meditation from Rhys Thomas entitled Insight Live Meditation. So before we get back into the questions, Rhys, let me ask, what are you most looking forward to sharing in your upcoming course?
I want to share with people, and especially I love working with the Shift Network because we've got so many energetically educated people, and that's one of the things that that I thought. I would have said that I was in the top 5% of what you could know about energy work and things like that. By the time I went to energy school, by the time I realized I was having a midlife crisis in my late 30s, and when because I had studied, I'd seen Carolyn Mace and Deepak Chopra and Wayne Dyer, and I'd done a whole bunch of different types of energy work and Reiki and when I went to the school, I for the first time I thought, well, I'm a black belt in the martial arts and a pro tennis player, and I'm a successful business person, and how hard could energy work be? And I went in, and my teacher came over and put her arm around me and said, Rhys, are you going to come in and join us? And I was thinking, does she even know who I am? I'm a black belt in the martial arts. And I realized that I hadn't totally captured this concept of who Rhys is. And so what I want to share the most with everybody is that even if you know 3/4 of who you are, that last quarter can be a lot. It can really, I was doing a lot. I was teaching, which is part of my, my purpose in life. And I was inspiring people, and I was speaking, for the tennis industry. But what I was doing was very different than what I realized I was born to do, and who I thought I was, and what I was doing it for. My motivation was very different. So I really want to share with people that these chakras that you have, it's not that you haven't been running them well, and especially if you're doing energy work and doing all of this, these things, you've improved yourself a ton. But what if you could go even deeper? And that deeper, that next piece, that little bit more, that extra 25% maybe that we discover, that can make a huge difference in every area of your life, in your career, in your relationships, and in your health.
Okay, terrific. Sounds great. Let's go back to the questions here. This is one from, I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, Marquis. And the question is, I'm having issues maintaining a healthy lifestyle. I know what needs to be done, but I can't commit.
I would need a little more information. What type of healthy lifestyle aren't you having? Just food? Is it that you are a rescuer? I mean, there's lots of unhealthy things that we can do as people. But generally, we can get back to what chakra is it coming from, and what's the, is there an addiction? Is there something like that? Each thing would have a different sort of discussion which chakra that would be. But also, when we don't take care of ourselves, it's because we don't feel internally full. And so we're going to be trying to fill our life with things that will never fill it. And oftentimes we'll surround ourselves with relationships or jobs or unhealthy eating habits or addictions that distract us from the fact that we really are longing deeply for for a deeper sense of ourself. And when we love ourselves, because we know ourselves, is the first thing. It's like to say, just love yourself more. There's a million books out there on love yourself more. Give yourself a massage. Do this sort of stuff. No, loving yourself is to love why you're here. You have to know why you're here, and then you're not going to find yourself distracted and trying to or doing things that aren't going to support that. Because once you really know why you're here, it's like, wow, I've only got, what have I got? I got another, I'm in my 50s now, and so it's like maybe I've got another 50 years, and if all goes well, and I figure out how to beat the clock on the aging thing, I'll be here another 100 years. But if, let's say, even if I've only got 40 more years, that's 40. It's not. There's no time to be messing around with not enjoying that and doing that. So if you have trouble with not taking care of yourself, or having a lifestyle that is difficult, or you surround yourself with people that aren't serving you, there's a deeper sort of self issue in there, and that's what we work on. We'll go through the chakras and we'll say, well, what kind of person are you really? And you may find that the reason that you distract yourself with other things is because you're not putting the energy into who you really are. Excuse me, got to get some water. So I hope that answered the question.
Okay, thanks. Okay, you're done drinking. Make sure I don't make you do a spit take or anything.
Had a little.
Okay, we've got a question here from Linda, and I want to combine it with some questions from some other people, because there's a few people asking the same thing. Linda says, I'm on the verge of stepping into my purpose. How can I be sure what is the one way to go? And then we also have other questions asking specifically how the course will help students find their purpose.
Okay, so the course will help people find their purpose, because we're gonna look at in the course how in each chakra, so each module, the first module just sort of encapsulates everything we're going to be doing in the 7 weeks, and what these structures are. Because your energetic structure, I mean, if you look at this, and this is just the tip of the iceberg, your energetic structure is infinitely more complex and all than your physical. I mean, think about all the cells and organs and everything in there. Well, you've got all of that in your in your body, and so we'll be going through sort of these chakras, the big chunks, the chakras in your life, and then we're going to be looking at, well, what kind of chakra do you have? And then you're going to say, well, I got this kind of chakra. So we'll say, well, this is what the first chakra is. And first chakra is your body. What kind of body have you got? And then, well, what kind of body would a leader have? What kind of body would and then how would that body be energized? And so we're going to step by step in each class. So the first one's going to give you the structure. The second class will be the first chakra and what's it like. And you're going to really go through, and there's going to be a worksheet, and you've got this, as Lisa mentioned, the 12 gateways to your life purpose. You're going to have a workbook that you're going to be reading about that energy center. You're going to understand, and you're going to see the chakra through my eyes, where it's not just a spinning vortex of light that a healer goes in and works on. Your chakras are everything you see. You don't see anything in the world that's not your chakras. You see the world through your chakras. The world are your chakras, because everybody sees the world differently than everybody else. So how do you see the world? How does your body, why do you have the body you have? Why do you have the emotions you have? Why do you have the purpose you have? So if you're this close to your life purpose, I would be, adding to that and saying, oh, let's give it even a little bit more clarity. So what if you know your purpose in 4 your chakras? I knew my purpose when I was an achiever and I wanted to be a businessman and all that. I knew my purpose in 4 of my chakras, and I was living my life through 4 of my chakras. Okay, actually, it was less than that. It was 3 of my chakras. 3 of my chakras served the achiever, sort of like this driven, kind of like wanting to be out there, the leader, achiever type of energy. But all my chakras served my creative person, and I didn't know that, and so I wasn't utilizing most of my chakras, even though I was living part of my purpose. And I was sort of like, I'm so living my purpose right here. So getting back into understanding that your entire self has a purpose, and it's not a job. It's not like, okay, I found my purpose because I'm like, now I got my massage therapy license, or I've got my I've started my own business and I'm doing great, and I'm living my purpose. That can be true, but it's this energetic quality within you that taps that, brings the soul energy right through into your life. So you don't need as much rest. You don't need as much. It's not. You're energized by being you rather than by, I've got, I'm making good money now, so I'm really feeling on purpose. Or wow, I've also all of a sudden I've lost my money, I lost my job, and I don't have no purpose now. That doesn't happen anymore once you discover your purpose. There's you ride the roller coaster if you've got a roller coaster purpose in life. Some of you have big roller coaster purposes in life. A lot of leaders have roller coaster purposes. I'm on the top of the world, I'm at the bottom of the heap. I'm at the top of the world, I'm at the bottom of the heap. And that is actually, when you look at that, that is part of your purpose, to create big things and walk away from them. That's how it works. But and each person needs to kind of understand, oh, this is how my purpose works. And that's what we're going to be helping you with by teaching you that your chakras can teach you exactly what your purpose is. They have been telling you your whole life what they are. And sometimes your brain is deflecting that and saying, yeah, but no, I don't think so. I think I'll do this today. So we're always being felt. Every chakra, 24 hours a day, tells you what your life purpose is. And every moment of every day, your chakra says, this is your purpose, and it's a right turn. Okay, I don't know which way my hand's going on. It's on screen here, but it's a right turn. Okay, but your brain says, no, we're going this way because this is better. We're going to have the left turn is, let's stick with the plan because it didn't work up till now. It hasn't worked in the first 40 years of my life, but it's going to work at some point because I was so convinced as a kid that that's who I was going to be, and that's the right way to do it. But your soul is constantly calling you through a feeling like you had, like when I played the bowl, like that calling to play more, to laugh more, to do this, and you follow your heart and your soul. Now what's going to happen is that you may already be in the right job, but you may not be bringing the right person to it.
Okay, great. Thank you. Great answer. I got a question here from Sharon, who says, I'm an absolute novice and I don't know where to start. I guess the question is, can novices take your course?
Absolutely. I mean, there will be people that have already learned about chakras and healing work are going to be sort of like, oh, they're going to have to sort of reshift their paradigm a bit, because if to go to the next level down, to realize that just like the people that were doing medicine that realized that this one chakra, which is what we did everything on, we studied the body, to hear that all of a sudden there's 6 more energy systems within that are actually affecting that. Okay, now to take those 6 energy systems and realize that there's 3 more, even infinitely more powerful energy centers that those things serve, that's going to be a big paradigm shift. For someone who hasn't learned any of this stuff, you're going to be learning this much broader, much more expanded energetic system that I teach right off the bat. You can skip having to reorder your brain. You'll just go right to the good stuff.
Okay, terrific. Thank you. We're getting a lot of questions from people who are really interested in your diagrams, and they're wondering, is there a way that they can either download them online or see them on a website, or is that something that you'll be including in the course? How can they see more of the diagrams?
It's something that I'm including in the course, yes. And if you want to, and at the Rhys Thomas Institute, but basically in this course, I will be sharing those diagrams and helping you really understand them and work through them, so you understand the anatomy of the energetic body is really important to understand, and how they all interact together is essential for living. And it's amazing that we're not taught that. We're taught that 1 + 1 = 2, and of course that's important. But wouldn't it be more important to understand how your emotions relate to your heart and why, and who you are, and why your emotions and your heart are so much more deep and purposeful than, or connecting than, say, the person who's much more focused on achieving and get straight A's, and that's what they're here to do, is to focus their energy more and achieve. So that's what we're what those things are about. And yes, without the teaching, I don't publish those because they're part of understanding the teaching.
Okay, great. That makes sense. Thanks. We've actually got a number of people asking this question. They're wondering how to open their third eye chakra.
My question would be, have some of them type back in why. Why do you want to open your third eye chakra? And then recognize, and then understand that that a lot of times psychic seeing, intuition, empathy, or these ability to read the world. Read other people, is why people want to open their third eye. But the truth is that every chakra, when we go over every chakra, you're going to realize that every chakra is infinitely psychic, right? If you're first chakra psychic, you totally understand. You're like MacGyver, right? You're like, everything in your room you could turn into something else. It's like there's not one physical object in the world that you aren't aware of how it works and what it does, and you mechanically totally do that. If you are totally in your second chakra, you have a, and you're a second chakra person, your second chakra is wide open, and you are able to feel and sense that the levels of sensitivity from the highest vibrations of the speech of angels to the deep sort of ocean of energy that comes from a passionate person, and everything in between, you're able to feel, and every bit of that tells you what your purpose is right now, because the only psychic that counts is if you know and are being guided to your life purpose. And so opening your sixth chakra, of course will open your sixth chakra, but you'll be really surprised what it actually does. When you open your sixth chakra, the only thing it tells you is if you're in the right place. Right, so the sixth chakra. So for those of you who want to open your sixth chakra, let's open it right now. Okay, so you want to you open your sixth chakra, go up all the way up. I want you to imagine that you are standing on the moon. Okay, you're that high up. You're way, way, way high up. You're looking at the earth, and you see yourself on the earth. There you are, that little dot. Okay, and now I want you to take the earth, rather than being round, I want you to flatten it out, and I want you to see you, that little dot, right in the middle of all that. And there are 7.5 billion people around you and other continents. And from that point, you can see that whenever you have a thought or an emotion, or you take action, or you do anything, it sends out a ripple, like a pebble falling in a pond, that goes out infinitely in every direction. But it mostly impacts the people that are directly around you. And if you really want to be psychic, you want to be able to read and find out, is what I'm doing in the world impacting and being listened to and impacting the people around me, which is what my life purpose. When I figure out my internal life purpose, then my external life purpose is to share that. And if people don't give a damn what I'm saying or doing, I'm in the wrong place. So the psychic you need is to say, where on this huge globe do I belong, where I can deliver my one most important heart-centered message in the world. And if you want to get that kind of psychic, that's what I do. if you want to just read people, there's lots of ways to learn how to do that, and it's fun, and it's maybe like 5% of what the sixth chakra actually does is read other people. The 95% of what it does is amazing. It's incredible. The sixth chakra is incredibly dynamic because it's also our cerebral cortex. It's our it's our mind. It's our processing unit. It's got so much game. So hopefully that helps you and entices you to realize that when you do this work, you will be psychic about other people, because you'll not only see your purpose, but you'll see their purpose, and that's really what you want to see in somebody, not just whether they are tall, dark, and handsome is going to come around at some point, but that energy that you see and perceive through that energy is going to be a clarity that's so much more than just reading psychically.
Okay, great. Thanks. That was a great answer. Well, I'm looking at the clock and we're out of time. This has just been a fascinating hour. I want to thank our viewers for being with us today and for all of your terrific questions. I'm sorry we didn't get to even half of them, but sign up for the course and you can ask Rhys yourself. Unleash Your Soul Purpose through your 12 Chakra Gateway starts Wednesday, February 21st. And again, you can visit chakrasoulpurpose.com to learn more and to register. So before we go, Rhys, do you have any final words for our listeners?
I just, you are so worth doing some work on your chakras and finding what's even deeper inside of them. So whatever you're doing right now, I guarantee what we do in this program is going to supercharge your chakras and give you sort of that connection to why am I here? What am I doing here? And have that real deep sense of inner peace that comes with knowing your purpose and having a sense of inner purpose in the world. So that's really, that's what we're about, and that's what 17 years in the energy field, I'd say the biggest question that I get from most of the thousands of people I've worked with is, what's my purpose? And that's what we're going to be discovering. We're going to be showing you how your chakras are teaching you every day, all day long, what your purpose is and how to continue to have them do that, which keeps them open and thriving and you totally on your path.
All right, great. Well, it's just been great talking to you today. Thank you again for being with us today, Rhys.
Thank you, Lisa. That was awesome.
Yeah, it went far too quickly, far too fast. And once again, I want to say thank you to everyone who joined us today. On behalf of all of us at the Shift Network, I wish you well and look forward to having you on this course or perhaps another one in the future. Have a great day, everyone.